So as we all know, I am the perfect houseplant parent. I've never killed a plant. I don't let my Hoyas or any of my philodendron dry out way too much. Never accidentally given a plant cold damage. I, in fact, never even need to water my Hoyas because they are self-sustaining, because my presence makes them want to live. No, obviously none of that's freaking true, otherwise you wouldn't be here, okay? We're not trying to achieve greatness, we're trying to have fun and kill as little plants as we can along the way. Today I'm going to take care of my houseplants with you. Wow! It's your favorite video, I know. That's why I'm doing it. Before we get started with today's content, please make sure you hit like and subscribe. Maybe you've been binge watching my videos and you just forgot to hit that subscribe button. Welcome to the community. I also have YouTube memberships, which you can check out at the link in the description. Also, if you want a 25% off discount on your entire liquider order, which is the fertilizer that I use and am going to be using in this video, literally 25% off your entire order. That's $25 off a $100 order on liquider.com. Make sure you use code PLANTME_25. I am going to be starting weekly uploads on my second channel. It's called All About Ashley. You can go to this link, youtube.com/allaboutAshley. How freaking beautiful is that? The answer is that it's very beautiful. So I usually don't make liquider correctly because I'm lazy. What you're supposed to do, a cup of water, put it into this bag. That gives you the concentrate. Then you take a cap full of the concentrate and you put it in your 1 gallon of water. I don't do that because I'm quirky. So what I am gonna do though is just pour a little bit. Like, oh, that was so much. That much. Literally nothing, okay? I just like my liquider to be a little bit stronger. Just gonna pour that in there and we can watch the magic happen together. Wow. Imagine if the cap just came off while I was doing this. A little bit more concentrated than it would be, I think. If it could be less, honestly, I should probably just do it how it says to do it. And if you want to try this stuff out, PlantMe25, PlantMe_25 when you check out, 25% off your entire order. So I'm gonna be filling most of this up with actual water, and then I'm going to be putting like a fourth, like filling up the last fourth with the liquider. Now we have our little liquidirt mix, and I'm just gonna get to work. Here's the window. Freaking pretty. Look, I hung up. My mom got me this for 20,000 subscribers and followers, which I hit. So 20,000 subscribers on YouTube and 20,000 followers on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at PlantMeAshley. It is a handmade stained glass monstera piece. And then I also got this over here. This is from the Plentiful Painter. She sent this to me. I hung this up right there as well. I don't know about you guys, but since COVID, like I've been a lot more into actually like taking care of my plants. I feel like I was really lazy about it before, but now I feel like I actually get a really good amount of joy out of it. The last little remaining remnant I'm actually gonna pour it into this just to give the boys some fertilization. So you guys remember this Hoya that I can never, I'm always like confused because we bought it as Lacunosa. So this, we actually figured out the name for it. It is called Hoya Lacunosa Longkawai Island. And it has the different types of leaf shapes on it. Very interesting. My Alocasia dragon scale is putting out more leaves again. It will have now put out 2 new leaves in my care. I think I got them all actually. Oh, right up here. LMAO. Okay, now that we've completely finished this little section, I'm going to water the one that you never see. This little section. This is where I keep my big Mexicanum. I have a little Paradiso Verde, a Sansevieria, and a jewel orchid, and my Anthurium clarinervium. Hi, Raven. Say hello. So this one is about ready to get some heckin' water. You can see that it's starting to kind of droop, and this monstera usually is standing up completely upright. So we're gonna give this guy water, and we're also gonna give this guy a water, and We're gonna give this guy a water too. He doesn't really, or you can't even see that. We're going to be giving this big one a water too because he's putting out multiple new leaves. So even if he doesn't look like he's drooping, he can definitely use the extra energy. I do have these guys in baskets and there's trays in them, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get to work.
What's happening, Raven?
I let my plants dry out so that I don't get fungus gnats, and it works, but then again, your plants won't grow as fast because they're just not as wet and the room's not as humid. So it's like, pick your battles. So we're just gonna top the rest off to my variegated peace lilies. Humidity is going up in here just from me watering the plants. That's pretty cool. Normally I try to only have to water my plants in these like sections, but it's kind of been a minute since I watered them. So we're just gonna water everyone, which means it's time to move on to our next section. And I think we have just enough water for it. The prop boxes. We're gonna do this one first. We're actually gonna be potting up a few of these tomorrow, which I'm really excited for. Okay, now since we've gotten most of that stuff out of the way, I'm gonna walk around with this. I just have almost a completely full can, and I'm just gonna walk around and water the ones that I missed. I had a little spill right here on my desk. I didn't spill the liquider, I over poured on my monstera. It wasn't an even spot, I guess. I have these little dry flowers I've been collecting. I'm going to do something with them. I haven't decided what. And then plants that I've just been letting dry out to save my calendar, but I might have to go buy a new one, which it doesn't really matter. It's like a $3 calendar, but it's nice to have. Okay, well now that everything's actually watered, we can kind of get down to business. Look at this beautiful dried multiflora flower. Isn't that wonderful? I love it. So we actually need to take care of the kokedama. As you can see, they're currently missing. Oh my God, so scary. They're just being watered right now. So this is my watering station. These are the Hoyas you guys saw the other day. They're currently in here soaking and they're all coming back really nicely. I was mostly worried about this Acuta, which I really like. This one I'm sending to my friend Max. I had to water that one. This one I think I'm probably gonna sell. But yeah, my Corniana Black and my Acuta I was really worried about, but they're coming back in really nicely, so. This one was a gift from Botanica's and this one I got from Heather, so they're just kind of important, you know? So I'll be honest, as you guys know, I'm a lazy waterer. I do not like to water things even every few days. So with that being said, let me explain the situation. Monstera is really sad. I went way too long without watering this one. In fact, I don't know that it will make it, to be honest. I think it might just be trash. Everything else is okay. My Micans lost quite a few leaves and some of them are actually still dying because, again, I waited way too long to water. It's fine because it can literally just like grow back in, but what I'm actually thinking about doing is I'm thinking about buying hanging pots to put things in, to put them up there, because the kokedamas are great, but just being realistic, like I'm not good at keeping things watered, especially when they need a lot of attention. I just know that about myself. For example, like my orchids, even though I love them so much, like these two have been total failures, the Phalaenopsis. Well, this one's not. This one just really needs to be watered pretty bad, but he's okay. This one is really not, like the one up high. This one's okay too. It's actually putting out a new leaf right now, which is kind of fun. These two orchids are fine, my Oncendium, and then this is a hybrid I found at the grocery store, thriving in this moss situation, and the other two normal Phalaenopsis are like doing pretty terrible. And he holds his flowers for a very long time, so this one I think is actually like a really good, whatever it is. Like that does not look like that. Like this one's extra succulent. I don't know how to explain it, but he's soaking. He's gonna soak all that up. Brooke said that sometimes the flowers get sad when they need water, but that they might not really be dying yet, so I don't know. But yeah, I just know that about myself. So I think I'm actually going to buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hanging pots. I think that will be way more manageable than the kokedama, even though the kokedama were so pretty, but I'm not willing to give up yet. I still have, the Strain of Hearts is doing really, really good. The Hoya is doing really good. The Staghorn is doing really good. The orchid is doing really good. It's literally just like the plants that would need water more often. Like the pothos died, this monstera looks pretty dead, but everything else is okay. The micans would have been fine, but I went 2.5 weeks without watering it. That one's my fault completely, and that was avoidable. That was totally avoidable. It's just like a really long stem with no freaking leaves. Cut all these nodes up and grow a ton more micans because that's what I like to do, but I'm gonna give it a little bit more. He's still got a decent amount of leaves on here, so. But everything else is doing iconically. I think I just need to really pick my battles with the kokedama. The string of hearts is thriving. It has gotten so long since the kokedama. So here's the Hoya table. I know you guys love to see this. Oh, this is my philodendron Jerry Horn. My mom got this from the potted elephant. She gave me a cutting, and he's finally gonna put out a new leaf. I guess I could show you guys the new growth. So here's the monstera elbow I have. If you didn't watch my video, I lost my elbow to cold damage. I left it in my window. And you can guess what happened from there. But I'm trying to root it. This one, I'm not sure if this is gonna happen. I know that this one will be okay. But this one, I don't know, because it's pretty bad with the rot wise on the stem. Standeliana elbow leaf. I love my Standeliana elbow. It was not super pretty until really recently, and it's been throwing me like almost half moon chonky guys. I mean, pretty much everything is throwing hands. I don't know if you guys are having this happen for you too, but it's really exciting. Here's the new Alocasia dragon scale. Now that we've kind of taken a break and we looked at some plants, I want to tell you about my terrarium, kind of like how I take care of it, but like not a full in-depth video because I am going to be doing that later this week anyways. So the first thing I do is I have this little kind of long sprayer. I have filled this up with filtered water or distilled water. Then I like to spray my orchids down with it, so that way they get kind of like watered basically. And then basically what I like to do is I just spray my heckin' orchids until they're watered. I do this about once a week or more than once a week. You really want your orchids to stay moist. They don't like to not be moist. The cool thing about watering your orchids like this is that it will kind of water all the plants underneath it just by proxy. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of mist the entire little tank right here, and that is going to pretty much water most of the plants in here. You want it to be really misty, because when you close this, you want it to stay like so heckin' humid. I'm gonna give it a ton more sprays, close it down just a little bit more to kind of trap as much moisture as we can in there. We want it to be really moist. All right, and we're gonna close it. The only plant in my terrarium that I actually water is my Ilsamanii, and I only water it occasionally. You don't want to keep your terrarium plants as wet like in the pot as you would for your normal plants, because of the fact that the humidity in there is going to keep the soil already so wet. You don't want your plants to develop a root rot. As you can see, the Ilsamanii is doing incredible. It's got new variegation, and that is its biggest leaf so far. And the Alocasia dragon scale I grew from a bulb is doing great. The Gigas is putting out a new leaf. Chilau is growing. Princesses are growing. Everything's growing. Marks is unfurling a new leaf. Everything is doing great. I recommend these Botanicas terrariums. Like, I can't even tell you guys how much I recommend them. They're so incredible. And I just have a bed of moss on the bottom, and that is where it pretty much keeps the humidity. But yeah, that's the little terrarium. That's just like what I do weekly. That's not my actual care. I mean, it is caring for it, but you guys know what I mean. Poor elbow, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. When are you gonna give me a new leaf? I've been waiting a long time for this one to like give me a heckin' leaf. Let's actually unpot it right now. Why not? It has been some hours later. I actually just filmed my air layering video, which is gonna be coming out either before this video or directly after this video. But I did realize that my Ilsamanii is actually just a little dry, so I am gonna be giving this guy a water. Literally a water. Christopher has these water bottles that he likes to drink, so I use the rest of his leftover water to water my plants, and then I recycle the bottles into plant cups. We're going to quickly bring him into here. Very, very quickly. I also need to water my Florida Beauty. I realized that she's also pretty dry, so I'm just gonna fill her up with the last bit of the water from the water bottle. And that is gonna slowly sink down into the moss. Other thing I did is I actually added more moss so that the Burl Marks Fantasy can actually climb up. So that's one of the last things I did to take care of the terrarium. But yeah, here's the stuff. Sorry for such a long break in between. I had to film the air layering video before I could finish my plant chores for the day. But look how nice that looks now. He's gonna grow so fast. I'm so excited. The last thing we need to do for the day is repot this. So I separated this from my other one, and I'm glad I did because it looks like he's like trying to grow, but he can't quite. So we're gonna repot this guy in his own little moss guy. Since we finished using this water bottle, I'm actually going to use this as my So I have the other ones growing in perlite because it's a little bit more moist, but because this one already has such a significant root system, we're actually just gonna put him right in here. And it's small enough that I think it'll make him feel like he's root bound. We're also gonna keep it in a spot where I'll be able to actually see if he's gonna push out new growth or not. So we're gonna kind of keep him like this. All right, here is our little monstera. We've got the roots in there pretty good, so that should get going really fast. And I've got it in a spot where I can literally see the axial bud right at the top right there. I'm gonna push just a little bit more moss into this to make him feel a little bit more stable, but I think that this is pretty solid, dude. All right, and we got our little finished moss guy. You can see the roots are pretty in there well, and I think that he will take to this, and hopefully we will get some heckin' new growth finally. I've had this guy for like over a year, dude. Chris is here with El Cat. Family portrait. Raven, look. Raven, look.
Here we go. There's your thumbnail.
Cute. Your smile. Raven.
You can put like captions over it.
Oh wait.
Like totally not amused, demented, abused, things like that.
No! Here,
As a
aim Raven
joke.
at the camera again. Aim that girl.
Stupid kid.
Stupid kid.
We love
I got so
you.
much done today.
Give her a place to stand.
Yeah. Woo! Woo!
Oh.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. That is all that I have for you today. Please make sure you hit like, subscribe, and tweet me at PlantMeAshley. Follow me on Instagram at PlantMeAshley. Also make sure to check out Liquider. It's PlantMe_25. Help support the channel, help support me, and you get 25% off literally your entire order. So $25 off of a $100 order. And yeah, I have merch, I have memberships, I got everything. So go check that stuff out, and I'll see you guys in the next houseplant section. Chris, say bye. Peace.